How is my property transferred after my passing? Well, it depends. I'll go through a few scenarios. If you have a clear, identifiable pathway, it goes to that person. Let me explain further. If you have a bank account that's joint, it'll go right to the other person, operation of law. That's clear. John Smith and Jane Smith, if either one joint tenants for a bank account, it would go to either or. If you have a bank account with a beneficiary designation, it would go to that person, operation of a law. If you have an insurance policy, it'll pass to the beneficiary of the policy. Same with IRA and 401k. If you have a property solely in your name and you don't have an estate plan, well, then the court takes hold of it. The court becomes involved in that process, and they will give it to your relatives in order of relation to you. So they don't actually take a hold. They don't actually distribute it, but they do govern what happens. The court will become intimately involved with your circumstances and will require certain steps of your next of kin, what they have to file, how they have to file, what measures they have to take. Now, if you have an estate plan, a last will and testament, or a trust, your assets will pass as directed, provided those documents are legally valid. So if you have a last will and testament, your executor will take a hold of your property. First, they'll go to court. They have to do a probate proceeding. In New York, that's in the surrogates court. Other states call it the probate court. Your executor has to go with certain documentation, file a petition, and wait. And in New York, wait and wait. And then once the court gives you the permission and authority, the executor will pass the assets pursuant to your plan, pursuant to the directions of the will. And in a trust situation, your trustee will do the same, except they avoid the court part. Depending on your circumstances, you may want to avail yourself of a trust. At the very least, you need a plan. Because if you don't have a plan and things aren't clear, court becomes involved. And whenever possible, wherever appropriate, we like to avoid court because we don't want delay. We don't want the oversight. We don't want someone else telling us what to do with our stuff. FrankBrunoLaw.com